Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk about the film Learn From Experience, which is a Japanese film produced in 1937 and divided in two parts. A guy and a woman from a rich family, both came from rich families. They fell in love with each other. However, the family of the rich guy, they wanted to arrange a marriage for him because they were in financial difficulties, and this bride would come from an even richer family. But the guy promised to his girlfriend that he would never accept this arranged marriage, that he would face his father, and that he would actually marry her. However, the guy needed to return to his city for a little while, and when he was there, the father was very angry with him when he said that he didn't accept the arranged marriage. But after a while, he got to meet his arranged bride, and he actually found her a very nice girl and grew fond of her. So, out of his own will, he changed his mind and decided to accept the arranged marriage that his family wanted to him. However, when the guy arrived back to the city where he lived, he didn't have the nerve to tell his girlfriend that he had actually accepted the arranged marriage that his family wanted to him. Of course, that his girlfriend realized that he was avoiding her, and then her best friend realized that she wasn't feeling well, and then she said that she was worried because her boyfriend was avoiding her, and she was worried if he had accepted the arranged marriage but didn't have the nerve to tell her. One day, by chance, the friend of his girlfriend met the guy in a dancing hall, and then she confronted him. If he had a bride, why on earth he didn't tell to his girlfriend? Why he was fooling her? And then the friend told him that she was waiting for him in his house, and that he should at least have the nerve to tell her in a gentle way that he was leaving her. Then he arrived back home and finally told the girlfriend, under the pressure of her best friend, that he had a bride and wouldn't marry her. However, unfortunately, his girlfriend was pregnant, and she planned to tell him that, but when she listened that her boyfriend didn't want to marry her, she decided not to tell anything about the pregnancy because she didn't want him to marry her out of pressure. We must understand that at that time it was a huge taboo to have a child without being married. So she was kind of ashamed to tell him, even though he was the father of the baby. After a while, of course, that people got to know that she was pregnant. Everyone except the father of the child, of course. And then, surprisingly, even though it was a taboo, everyone was very friendly and understanding with her. Her friends, even her parents, were understanding. They said that it was a difficult situation, but that she was their blood. They wouldn't turn their backs to her, and then they would give her support. Her best friend helped her a lot. Then, after 9 months, she had her daughter, and she found a job as a saleswoman in a dressing shop. By coincidence, who came to the dressing shop to buy clothes to her marriage was the bride of her former boyfriend, the father of her child. And she proved to be a very nice and kind woman, and both of them became friends. At first, she didn't know who was her fiancé, but after a while she realized. But the woman was so kind with her and treated her so well that she accepted her friendship. Then after a while, she kind of disappeared because she delivered the baby. But then the bride, who was already married at this point to her former boyfriend, looked for her, realized that she had a baby out of wedlock, and decided to help her. And then, after a while, she invited the girl to stay in her house after a while. She told her that her husband wouldn't be a problem because he was in France, he became a diplomat, and that she could stay there. Then she reluctantly agreed, and when she stayed in the house of the now wife of her former boyfriend, she had further proof that she was indeed a very kind woman. She did everything she could for her daughter. She even helped to take care of the baby when she was sick. She was awake all night long taking care of the girl. She took both mother and daughter to places, to amusement parks, and talked to them. She treated them in a very nice way. But there was still a problem. She didn't know that the father of the baby was actually her husband. Of course that after a while, the woman, the mother and the daughter, they received the visit of her best friend. And when her best friend came to the house, the woman, the owner of the house, the wife of the father of the kid, she recognized her friend as the woman who confronted him in the dancing hall. Then she started to investigate, and she realized that her husband was indeed the father of the kid. And she had proof of that because her husband came home from France a little earlier than expected, and he bumped into the woman and the daughter in his house. And then, of course, that he connected the dots and he realized that it was his child, and he was completely disturbed. Then his wife had proof that it was indeed his child. Then the husband tried to tell his wife. She told him that it was not necessary to give any explanation, that she would handle things in the best way. Then she went to the house of the woman, still kindly, still understanding, and asked her if she would accept their daughter to become their heir, and if the daughter could live with them. Of course that it's shocking that a mom gives up her child so easily, but we must understand that she was relatively poor. She would come to a richer family, a family of kind people. The father, he wanted to have his child around. The woman was very kind, and she ended up accepting this. So her daughter was adopted by the guy who was actually her father and his wife. And they were very nice, and they treated the girl as their own child. And then in the end of the film, we can see that the biological mom of the baby, she found a job in a kindergarten, and then she was in touch with many kids. And then the little girl, she could have a nice upbringing with a father, with a mother, which was according to society rules of her time. So it was a kind of happy ending to the film. And we can see that the couple was still friendly with the mother of the baby. So it is implied that she was still somehow in touch with her daughter. She knew about her. And of course, we must understand that it was a different era, different values. If this story had happened nowadays, it would be different. But it's a touching film, a sad film. It's a bit too long. It lasts 2 hours and a half, but it's divided in 2 parts. It's a slow film. but life in the era was slower, but I really believe you will love this film anyway. That's all for now, folks. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you!